live. Let's take a look at the game right now. First of all, I think I've showed this off before a little bit. We have it zoom now so that we can really get into the nitty-gritty of it when we're looking at the city. I really like this, and especially when we have multiple teams, it becomes super, super valuable. Here we have the team selected. We can focus them from here, and we can click and drag to create new teams. A lot of fun. This way, you are much more free. In previous iterations, you needed to kind of do a complicated thing by leaving the hideout in a certain way. Now we just have it taken care of. You can click and drag and move your teams around. All right. What else are we looking at? Leads are good. Reputations, we'll see those later. Market, we'll see those later. I'm realizing now all of this is better if we see it later. Although we moved a lot of the menuing or UI information onto the map, I think that's been a tremendous improvement because it means that we save the real estate on our menus, and we combine the locality with the information without requiring you to make the connection yourself when the information is in a menu. I think that makes sense, right? The idea being this menu should never indicate location, right? In fact, very few of these menus should directly reference location because we're already looking at all the locations. They're right there, right? So save yourself some time. This is something that, for example, Mountain Blade does pretty well. It does put a lot of information onto the map screen or into a menu that can be accessed by clicking on a location in the map screen. And when it comes to, creating a video game and being a teacher, this is a great example, right? Physicality, locality. You want them to, you want the player to understand the city. Well, make them menu. Make them use menus related to the city in order to learn it better. So we also have a crew menu. Pretty nifty stuff, to be honest with you. But we have their health, we have their statistics, or their traits rather, listed here. That's something that we'll see have more effect later on in the game. But a bit of a spoiler alert. Traits actually affect their likelihood of success in certain events or engagements, depending on your selections. And so there is a metagame to building your teams out so that they are more capable at certain tasks. And building your team correctly will allow you to do very well in the game. Because the AI, at least for now, I don't think we have any plans to encourage the AI to do strategic trait planning. I think it's more fun for the player to have something that they get to unlock through their superior knowledge of the game. We also have loyalty. That's something that we had in the game early on. Ephraim had put it into the game, and I don't know exactly what happened, but I'm going to take the fault for it because I think I knocked it down. And that the thing about loyalty is that it's super important to have your crew members kind of churn through. I think it's really interesting to have them kind of at the point of, they're, for example, potentially considering leaving, right? They might leave your gang, and because everything is real in the game, if they leave, they could be recruited by another gang. And so I could, if I don't take care of Callum, see my poor boy Callum Fedorov over at another gang. And what a sad time it would be to beat him up there. So when it comes to interacting with the teams themselves, and let's put them all in one team for now. We have the select, which we can also focus to see the location. We also can click on it here in order to focus the location. So lookouts are locations that give you additional vision range. They're kind of like a tower in the neighborhood. I think this one, this one's the radio tower. Some of them are like billboards, things like that. But the idea is that they allow you to, with just one person, you're able to see a lot more of the map at once, and so you're able to protect, for example, locations you might be moving to, or protect your team. So now we have this feeling of managing multiple teams at once, moving teams through consistently. You know, I have to be looking in two places at once to see, for example, okay, there's something going on here. Okay, the sharks are going to try and attack me. Let's see. Let's try and run. We got out. Good. So then while my team is scrambling there, I'm going to be able to keep looking. Got stopped up again. Let's take a look at what's going on. Oh, this is a recruitment. Good news. We got somebody. It happens. This is a temporary recruitment, but it's still really handy to have just an additional person on hand. Okay, so now let's go here and get the trade going. So with $10, yeah, see, we've got $11 to buy, $7 to sell. It's probably out of my price range here. I'm only rocking $2 or $10. And that's the other problem, is that weapons are significantly more expensive. We really pumped the price of weapons. We want it to feel like an accomplishment, and that when you lose it, it feels pretty bad to lose it. Making stealing them even more fun, though. So we did get stopped. It's 3-on-2, baseball bat, but drunk. And one of them's not the healthiest, so I think we're up for the fight for sure. No problem at all. Would have been a lot worse if we didn't have the three of us. Cool. Hey, not bad at all. We have some weapons, and we're starting to get the interactions. Let's try and calm things down. Not bad. So all of this should be affecting our reputation, and it is. Yeah, the sharks for some reason hate me. Hoodlums hate me, that's fine. But they do respect me as they kind of continue to have an effect. Hey, by the way, isn't this cool? Each of the districts actually has their own competence and warmth that they see towards me. And so as I make an impression in certain areas, they will change their reputation towards me. So right now I'm not the warmest for anybody, and nobody finds me particularly competent either. But in time I can change that, and that is a major resource to have. Alright, we got out of that one, and we get to continue on to the store. Okay, let's take a look at the store. Medicine is always worth a buy. And now we're starting to see more prices. Buy 18, sell 9. Buy 5, sell 3. What's cool is with our cargo, with our market tab, now we're able to see what the prices are in each of the individual locations. So I can see here, I can buy at 21, sell at 13. But it doesn't look like anything is a good trade for me at the moment. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me because it's all within the same district. If I was to get a little bit further out of the city, or out of this area of the city, then I bet I could make some more money moves instead. I think it's very clear to, if any of you were playing the demo, I think it's really clear how this is like. It's much, much smoother than what it was before. It's crazy smooth. Let's take a look at the city map polished. So a lot of the locations have been updated with new icons. So weapon stores, for example, or hardware stores, right? Which are mostly useful for us because they sell weapons, are going to be always hammers. Shops are just dollar signs. They sell a variety of goods. Special locations like the junkyard have their own. This game runs off of, you know, individual options. Basically, ways of interacting with the game are generally set in stone. So, for example, you know, in this interaction that's about to happen here, calm things down is a set job option. You'll see it in many other spots as well, and it uses the same traits, so that it's very recognizable to you. And when you build a team around having, you know, for example, good calm things down talk skill, then you're able to manage, you know, these interactions at a higher percent chance. Right now, all I've got is a 50% chance, so I don't really want to take that dice roll. It's only one guy with a hatchet in case something goes wrong. Team of 6, holy moly. I would love to run for it. Oh, no. Oh man. This is not going to go well for me. Oh. Wow, we barely survived. We barely got out of there, holy shit. Oh my god. I don't even care that we didn't get all this stuff on the ground. Hello? I don't even care that we didn't get all this stuff on the ground. We barely survived. I think that we are going to wrap it up, as I think that I have gotten through quite a bit of the QA that I was hoping to. But also, and more importantly, I get to show off a lot of the really cool things that the game now features, which I think are really exciting. So, nifty, cool, and thanks so much for tuning in. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.